A final battle. Hopefully final battle. We'll let them come to... Ooh. We'll let them come to us. Just weakening them a little bit. Can waste one more action point. Missed. There should be a simple matter of cleaning up this trash. Except hitting is a big problem. More enemies? I do something. These allies. Don't know what's going on. I can't target them, so. Premium mix. I don't know what the hell those guys are doing. Crowd leader is immune to debuffs and stuns. That's not unexpected. It is a very powerful ability, just to be able to disable anything. But what are they doing? Let's drag up a little bit. Might not be the end, but it's probably one of the tougher parts. Don't know if we want to attack him. I think the bigger problem is the support. We need to get rid of that. There's probably 2 mages on both sides at least, so that's our primary target. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing, you son of a bitch? Why do I even see this if I don't have the line of fire? I can't see them here, line of sight blocked. Here we have line of sight, but we still can't shoot at it. So annoying. So very, very, very annoying. Still, nothing bad happened yet. Need a little bit of a haste going on here. So, kill the things. They seem to imply that something's gonna happen if we don't disrupt whatever they're doing, so okay, so yeah, there's definitely a next battle area. I must flee, spirits of the crow shield. Crow. Does it matter if it's crow or crow? Probably it should be crow though. Premium medkits. Question is, where do we go from here? I suppose... yeah? Call upon the spirit world to aid us now. Our cause is just and they must respond. Okay, this seems to be the final room. Whatever happens, I don't want to enter turn-based mode. I don't want to lose the drug buffs we have. They should last for a while. Spirit world. Shaman. Okay. Probably a lot of shamans here. Please hit. One less spirit we have to deal with. What is this? Some kind of a thing. Wow. 24 points of damage. What the fuck did I do? Or whatever. Bad aim. Didn't really look at all where I was shooting. Okay. Probably want to use that before he gets there. At the same time, it's not there now. Okay, this just keeps going on. Where does it go from here? I still will take it. Yeah. 4-6 Earth limit. $139 points restored. Nature element. Okay. $54 points of damage. We want to keep the momentum up. So sweep away the shamans as quickly as possible and move on to the next room. This bastard can heal himself. Probably we can't target him now. I'm wondering, should I try to attack him or move forward? All has failed. We must turn to technology to save us now. You say so. Now this looks like it's probably the final area one way or another. So holy crap. A lot of enemies. But I'm not seeing anything super deadly here. There's one rigger down. Shotgun thug, shotgun thug. A lot of thugs, but nothing really special going on for them. I try the shotgun guys or the melee one. But I'm more worried about the melee, because they have grenades. Grenades can suck up your action points. Now, I still can't target him, so I don't really see any point staying here. Same with you. Seems like it's just incredibly dangerous to stay here. All alone with the shaman and the spirit. Let's get to cover. Okay. Now. More rigorous. These guys seem to be sort of not doing anything right now. I'm guessing because the shaman is here. In some kind of waiting mode. I didn't give a shit. I want to make progress. So if we can kill these before the shaman itself arrives, all the better. And now they spring into action. Ooh, 23 points of damage. Everyone hits me, and constant criticals. Or let's say, with us, with a lot of our NPCs, it's it'll reduce damage and normal hits. With them, it's normal damage and critical hits, mostly. I seem to be more of an exception, especially if I use the silence pistol. It seems to be scoring critical hits more than the other weapons. I'm terrified. do need to do something with the tree. The damage is starting to bullshit. Apocalypse right in our ass. And I think we're running out of jazz. Anyone else have more jazz? Need to do something about him. Not sure what we can do. Chances to hit him are fairly low, at least relative to the other targets, and if we ignore these, they're gonna cause just as much trouble, so... Panther Assault Cannon. This has a ridiculously high probability of hitting constantly. We do need to do something about the Apocalypse. Still looks like we're making progress. There's like 4 of them left anymore. Corpse is gone. Let's say Shaman lost control. Okay. That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, this is very good for us. Now that when we have to take on the Shaman here, probably it's not gonna have support. $50 points of damage, which is nice. I'd also like to have our blinding ability ready by that point. We might not be able to blind the Shaman, but we can blind his spirit. So we can hopefully just go after him instead of Trying to do some extended fighting sequence with all him and all his friends. Wow, 2 hits. One of them half damage. You knew. Let's see a place to go from here. So I guess we basically have to go back. Expert drone repair kit. These seem to be equipment boxes. Health, health, health. Repair, repair. Yeah. Move on the shaman on the same turn with everyone. If we can just cut him down right then and there. I think he'll retreat here no matter what. So something that you have to kill 3 times basically. Press C. I can't target him. Do have area of effect attack, so I know I can do something about him. Can force the issue. Yeah, okay. So another problem, can't actually do any type of damage to him. I'm going to try to end the turn-based mode, see if that changes things. We're in a... can't really do much. So, we're going to try to do a couple of things. We need area of effect damage on them. Doesn't matter, spells, grenades, whatever. Have medkits. He has about 100 plus points of life. These end encounters slash bosses seem to bug out very often. Okay, could you please withdraw a little bit? One friendly fire. Just throw that shit. Oh yeah, not with your strength. We have karma to put into strength. Chance to hit with melee and throwing. Yeah, how far a grenade can be thrown. Yeah, that's probably should be a little bit further. He's not doing anything. Just as predicted, though. My strength is failing. Astral forces shield me while I bleed. Yeah, this was to be expected. I think I'll let him flee this time. Still can't target him though, but we do always have the area of effect attack, so. But it's it is somewhat annoying. There's a high probability that even if I get him this way, he won't go down really. But what the hell can I do? I don't want to replay things too much. Certainly not because the game bugs out. Plus 121 hits. Under retreat. If he's not going to attack back, then we'll just keep bombarding him. Like we can do much else. And he's just not hostile. Okay, I'm gonna save and I'm gonna load. See if that clears up something. But this would be less of an annoyance if this was some kind of isolated incident, but I've had pretty much the same issue with quite a few boss fights. Either getting stuck completely or something like that. Yeah, they're just... I'm guessing something was supposed to trigger, something go some way, and because of my actions I interrupted things. And now we're stuck with this. Fine with me. We'll see this to the end. I mean, if this doesn't work, I'll just basically get to the end in another way, and it's very likely going to be me using developers' consoles, just slaughter all the Keons and seeing what the end brings us. So he's completely stuck. I don't care. Maybe in some other situation I would, but there's no convenient or easy way for me to deal with this. The fights are very time consuming because of the huge amount of trash. It's very unappealing for me to play everything again. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I just tried to fight to the best of my abilities, more or less, and the game fucks me over because of it. So yeah, no. No! Concussion grenades, why not? Not like anything else is happening here. 0 action point damage, cannot be stunned. It's exciting. Holy shit, cooldown. Still, this is a terrible way to end this. I must withdraw once more before my powers are completely failed me. How long are you gonna just keep withdrawing though? We're running out of space here. Plus 75, so I guess this is his final stand. Well, whatever. Why can't I just shoot you? Because he's neutral. I'm guessing the price of having to pull his ass out of fire. So game just gets stuck on that. They're not exactly the epic final battle I was looking for, but my care level has gone down significantly because of the huge amount of trash we had to go through to get here. I just don't particularly care anymore. Not that much, at least. It's still odd to me that I can do damage to him and he doesn't react to it in any way. What is it? 3? Yeah. I wonder how many healing items he has. There's no way we can overwhelm his healing. I'm guessing something along the lines of full inventory. Just die already. No, no! Nothing's happening. We will never surrender. he died. Oh, okay. The end. It's finally over. The Crow have been shattered at great cost and with many dead on both sides. We returned to Seattle after the last of the Crow were dispersed and the surviving friendly Shadowrunners were recovered. Goldrak and the gang will be here, beginning the post-battle celebrations. One last time you make your way up the stairs to your safe house. Examine the bedroom window when you're ready to enter the game. Hey, let's chat up with people. Roger Wood. Hello again, Smiley. What a fight. I watched the whole thing go down. It was one hell of a show. That entertained. Oh yeah, it was real entertaining. We were watching the red on the thermal satellite feed just straight across the ground. It was like this flaming arrow from God pointing its way to the Crow Temple. It was freaking magnificent to see, and a major pain to hide from the UCAS. Jiminy Christmas, it sucked. But enough about me. This party is really about you. Great job, buddy. Well, let's get to some serious drinking. All the people we've met or done jobs for doing this. Tricky Bill. Tricky Bill is, for the first time you have ever seen, completely 3 sheets to the breeze. Surprisingly, his lisp isn't any worse than normal. If it was, it would just be a solid hissing sound. Well, if it isn't my favorite Shadowrunner, Smiley, I made quite a pretty little penny betting on your success. Great you again. I'm sorry, but I simply can't stand listening to you. Lady Jusina. Hello, Smiley. It has been a little while. Good to see you still in one piece. How goes the cat house? Oh, the boys and girls are well, thanks for asking. Be sure to pop by for a visit if you are ever in the Barrens again. Things have started to calm down there. Well, as calm as it gets in the Barrens. Thanks to you, we haven't had any real trouble and have been able to repair the damage we suffered. We have some credit on the books if you want to claim it. There's more than one employee of mine that was smitten by your violent heroics. Yeah, I'll think about it. Goldrak. Goldrak is relaxing on the couch, leaving behind a fine sandy dust on the furniture from his smoldering cigar. He's smiling so widely you fear his head will crack apart. Ha 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 ha! You! In the flesh, buddy. Lots of people didn't think you'd be here to say that to me. People who don't know their head from their hoop. That is, speaking of which, I put one crow head up his own hoop, literally, not just figuratively. It was awesome. But I digress. Bet you thought I didn't know what that word meant, did you? So the Crow have been shut down and a loud message sent to the rest of the tribes. Don't frack with Seattle. Especially the Barrens. Oh no no no. Do not mess with us rats from the Barrens. We Barrens rats have a big nasty bite. It's my hometown. Ain't no one gonna mess with it. Oh yeah, the tribes will be talking about this for a long time to come. and so will the corpse and the cops. Glad to call you a neighbor. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and smoke and drink for a while. Haven't felt this good in a long time. Think I'll take a vacation. I hear Ukraine is a popular destination. So, let's see what kind of an ending this game has. Epilogue. Another time to reflect on what happened. I have time to actually read them this time. It's the end of a long bloody road that has taken you from the slums of Seattle to the heights of uptown and beyond. Leader of the Cascade Crow lies dead and the tribe is in shambles. Crow sought to dominate Washington state to chase out the Anglo and Asian I don't have time to read these, at least if I speak them out loud. Going through my achievements step by step. I don't get why you can't do this in a way that you have to click something to proceed. Yeah, I already know all this. I was there. I know. Still, I don't think this is a bad way to wrap up a game. Sort of a condensed version of what we achieved. Prestige International. I was more about looking at the consequence of our actions. Especially since we've already just done this recap horseshit after every chapter separately, so I think it's sort of unnecessary at this point. Now we killed the Crow, the Redmond Mafia, the Seventh Sign Major, and the Bone Champ. Now it's time to get down and partay and prepare for your next adventure in the world of Shadow. Yeah, this dancing still amazes me. Slightly doing something. That it? No. This is something what I wanted, more what I was looking for. Thank you for playing A Stitch in Time, and congratulations for making it all the way to the end. I hope you had as much fun playing it as I did making it. It's been a long run these last 5 months, and I'm glad to finally finish what I started. I'm even happier that people have played it through and experienced my little take on Shadowrun. There's a ton of people I need to thank, and without them this would have been. I'm not looking for credit. But this is, I guess, a thank you. A lot of the names, yeah, I sort of got that when I was playing. A lot of the names used are people who've been part of this, one way or another, part of helping to this project come to fruition. Apparently I can't continue. Either way, not important. A Stitch in Time. I played the Deadman Switch and Umbra Dragonfall and a Stitch in Time at this point, and I would say the Stitch in Time is the second best out of them. The main problem with it is that it's somewhat repetitive with the huge amount of generic fights, but it also says at the start of the campaign that it is Jesus Christ, combat heavy. So it's not sure how much of a complaint that is, that there's too much pointless combat. The alternative would be try to build more variation to that. There are some more interesting fights, but they're, I guess, I like those quite a bit. Something with a twist, something with a very distinct feel to it. I just wish pretty much more of the fights were like that, and I really don't give a shit about the generic groups that pop up again and again and again. They're just copy paste basically, and they're not interesting anyway. If you can defeat one, you can defeat them all. It's I consider it worthless padding. It doesn't. It makes the campaign longer, but it just lengthens it with boredom, and I don't like that. I feel this campaign would have been better if it was tighter, and you could have gotten rid of at least part of that filler fighting. It would have been a more enjoyable experience. Also, some minor bugs, spelling mistakes, grammar, that sort of thing. But overall, I still think this is the second best campaign out of 4 I've played. I don't. It has advantages over Dragonfall too. I do like the fact that they managed to implement going into the turn-based mode that will even better inventory management, more convenient. So there's a sizable chunk of good in this game that rivals Dragonfall or even surpasses that. But it's still, Dragonfall is much more satisfying role-playing experience. It does. There's less horrible or pointless filler in it. There's much more interesting options as far as role-playing is concerned. You have situations, multiple ways to solve them. A lot of use for skills that you wouldn't, even this game, it basically has zero use for them. So this is not as good as Dragonfall. And yeah, couple of very annoying bugs, sort of either get you stuck here and there, or really prevent you from fully enjoying the experience. And the shame is that I at least stumbled on them on the boss fights. They're nothing that you can bypass, so they're not game breaking, but it's still an annoyance you wish you didn't have to deal with. And even with those, still second best campaign I played. So yeah, good solid campaign for the most part. Definitely very combat heavy. So not my favorite type of campaign, but out of these type of campaigns I've played, this is still a fairly good one. Better than Umbra. Also didn't like really the lighting system in this game, in this campaign rather. Night was every even buildings at night often had trouble having decent lighting. I don't. It just looks unappealing. That's all. And well, not necessarily even just unappealing. Is that you just can't see. You can understand what's going on because the game highlights things and the areas you can move to hit percentages, but the thing is, I'd rather look at the actual game world than just those hit percentages and movement lines. It is a visual game after all, so it's a shame if you sort of hide it under darkness. Yeah, it might be realistic, but it's still shit. It looks bad. It's not all that enjoyable game to play through. But yeah, I can't say I have major complaints about the storyline or how the campaign progresses. Few hubs and uh, storyline missions and optional missions build around those. So the closest I can think of it right now would be Icewind Dale gaming series. That's how it usually works. That's what it reminds me of. Again, I don't really know what to say about this more. Is there any need to say about it more? It is a good solid campaign with a few annoyances. That is definitely on the positive side of probably the campaigns you can find. I haven't tried them all, but there aren't a huge amount of them. At least I couldn't find them. There are a lot more that are unfinished, and I'm not touching those. I'm just not gonna touch those. It's incredibly annoying for me to try to start playing an unfinished campaign, because some of the time they're never gonna get finished. Even if they are, it can be because these are not massive groups that are building this. This can be like 5 months to build this. It's probably done by basically one guy that done most of the work. So it can take 6 months, a year easily to get a next chapter going. So by the time you get to it, you might have already forgotten about the entire game. So I just like to tackle these things when we have some kind of a whole package going that I can enjoy from start to finish. And even if something later on comes to add to that, it's still a complete storyline and package. You don't need to even know that future parts exist for you to fully enjoy the story presented in the campaign you're currently playing. Not sure if I'm going to do more of these. I'm actually Neverwinter Nights. I'm playing it pretty much at the moment too, and it has a lot larger pool of these custom campaigns, and I think I'm much thanks to that pool too. There's a much superior quality to some of the custom content made to it. So I think I'll just, instead of trying to scrape the few campaigns that are available for Shadowrun Returns at the moment, I think I'll just add a few custom campaigns to the Neverwinter Nights run. Yeah, just to showcase the variety and quality you can have in one of these custom campaigns, because here these are fairly typical. You can play with anything. There's not a lot of role playing going on. There are options, but not that. You don't have a lot of things you have to figure out yourself either. It's a fairly linear experience, your typical game experience, but it's not very creative. It's and it's not it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's built so you can play with anything. And that's not always where the most interesting stories come from. Actually, it's heightening up. Just saying that this story is meant to be played with a certain type of a character can drastically improve the role-playing options. You wouldn't think that's how it works, but it does, because you can assume the character that is playing the campaign is of a certain type and at least has certain skills at certain levels, so you don't have to make the game possible to play with all characters. So you can, when you have the higher skill set, you can focus that 5 months that it'll take to develop it into options to enriching the narrower character class, I suppose. Instead of making a campaign for everyone, you make a campaign for a decker, make a campaign for a mage, make a campaign for a shaman, something like that. So you can focus on really enriching the experience for that one particular or narrower field of players, instead of trying to account for all possible character choices, or having to be forced to use a large group, because you never know what the player will bring with him. So it can be a richer experience, and in the custom content pool in general, it has a much larger variety of options where you want to go. Do you want to go with this hack and slash? Do you want to go heavy role playing? Do you want to focus on something very specific? Do you want to go for very specific themes, things like that? And as much as I like Shadowrun Returns, it just doesn't have the pool and depth necessary to provide that option. But still, it's good to see it has good solid campaigns that are at least good rivals for the content that the actual game developers can put out.